Hi Gemini, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your October 2022 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a cultivar spread as always. And I also pulled the 4 agreements, wisdom of the oracle, and mudra card for you guys. But we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. So let's see what we get. All right, well, we have 12, and in your 12th house, which is Taurus, we have Uranus that's been there for quite some time in the North Node. And 12th house in general can point to spirituality, blind spots, mental health. We have Venus, and Venus actually in October will be in Libra, and then eventually move into Scorpio. And that's your 5th house and 6th house. And then we have Aquarius. And Aquarius is your 9th house. And we've had Saturn in there for quite some time. It's retrograde, and it will eventually move direct toward the end of October, right around when we get into Scorpio season, actually. All right, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. In the main situation position, we have the 6 of Cups, and challenging that, we have the 4 of Wands. So really, the primary way that I'm seeing these two cards play off of each other in this dynamic is to say that what could be holding you back from your happiness in some way could be the fact that you need to make peace with your past. It's not necessarily I'd always read these cards, but that's really what I'm getting there, right? Because if we look at, for example, if we just look at the people in this card, they look like they're adults right here. It's a little debatable. Are these children? Are they not, right? But they definitely at least have the appearance of more of a youthful appearance, I should say. So to see those two things together, that's kind of what I see there, right? So it's like, all right, make peace with your past, whatever it may be, maybe some regrets you have around something. And that could be the key that would actually free you up to move toward the future that you're hoping for. All right, in the foundation position, we have the King of Swords. So this is actually Aquarius energy here, and we did see that come up in your dice as well. And for you guys, Aquarius energy is your 9th house, which points to philosophy, higher learning, foreign affairs. So this could just be you guys coming to those realizations, right? Like I said, maybe you just feel like the timing's right, where you are ready to release certain things that may have gone down in your past that maybe you weren't necessarily happy with the outcome, right? But this could just be you possibly seeing what it was meant to teach you, whatever those processes were, right? So that's where I see you guys being this month. We're actually able to integrate those things and move forward. All right, in the past position, we have the Chariot. So for some of you, this could just be saying that this is a process that might have already started for you, right? And there could have, for whatever reason, there might have been some resistance to that. So what I mean by that is with the Chariot energy here, which is Cancer energy, by the way, it could just be saying that you might have been feeling a nudge from the universe to move forward around a situation, right? And like I said, for whatever reason, there might have been a reluctance to let go of the past. All right. In the present position, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So I always say, especially it stands out more in this deck than most, where we always see the hand come out of the cloud and the grayish background, right? Which to me represents neutrality. So the hand coming out of the cloud represents an actual thought versus taking action towards something, right? And then the actual grayness to me represents neutrality, saying that you have the choice. You could take the opportunity or you cannot take the opportunity. But I feel like this is giving you that green light, right? Like I said, maybe you felt like, oh, I can't let go of the past because how would I do X, Y, Z, right? So this could be that thing that comes along that kind of challenges that excuse, right? We're like, okay, well, you're saying you can't let go of the past because of this reason. Here's this opportunity that would actually free you from that and let you move forward. All right, in the near future position, we have the Two of Wands. So seeing this is Aries energy for one, but I do feel like this is saying that a lot of you will take this opportunity, right? So, like I said, one of those things where the timing could just be right for you to let go of whatever the situation was in the past. Maybe especially given that it's 6th house energy for you guys, Scorpio, could have even been something around your work lives, right? Where you were insistent on, no, I have to commit to this career path. I've been doing it for 15 years, right? And maybe it's not getting you where you hoped, but maybe some other opportunity you never thought of comes along that would actually be more along what you truly want to do, right? But there could be the resistance to let go because you're like, no, I put so much time into this thing, I can't just jump ship and move to that other thing. So, with the Two of Wands energy, it definitely looks like you guys are actually ready to take action towards something new. All right. In the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Five of Swords reversed. So this is definitely good energy to see in reverse anyway, and it's more Aquarius energy too, by the way. So yeah, if you guys have been involved in these cycles, right, where maybe everyone stubbornly digs their feet in around something and wants to be right, quote unquote, all the time, right? It could be you guys kind of releasing that energy, like even if there's something. So let's say that thing from the past, maybe you haven't been able to let go of, maybe it was even some kind of a grudge or something, right? And this could be saying that holding on to that grudge has been holding you back from your success in some way because it takes energy to do that, right? So seeing this in the reverse definitely seems like a good thing to come up for you guys for sure, especially given that technically around October 2nd or so, Mercury is going to end the retrograde cycle, but then you have the post shadow period. And of course, at the time I'm recording this, we're still in the middle of the retrograde basically. So definitely good energy to not engage in any kind of conflict during Mercury retrograde for sure. All right. In the environment position, we have the Six of Pentacles, Taurus energy, and the Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. So yeah, and this could be one of those things, right? So let's say if this is some kind of dynamic involving others, like I said, for some of you, it could have been a work thing, but this could be any area of life. It could be friendships, romantic relationships, you name it. But let's say that there's been the potential to reconcile things, right? So let's say with that Six of Cups energy, all right, let's heal the connection. But if the person in your environment is insistent on not doing so, right, then that's not really going to get you very far, right? If you're going to be the only one putting into repairing the dynamic, then it's not really going to play out the way it should, right? So this could just be saying if people in your environment who aren't really contributing, right, they're just holding back. Like I said, could have been some conflict going on in the past or whatever the case may be. That could be another indicator for you that says, okay, well, you could bang your head against the wall repeatedly and wait for them to magically change, or you could just come to the realization that, okay, yeah, this person or this group of people is fully capable of contributing, right, of restoring the balance, but they just don't want to do it. So it could be one of those things that you're coming to realization around. All right, hopes or fears position. We have the Six of Swords, so more Aquarius energy here actually. So interesting that they did come up in the dice as well. And I will say I was mentioning how Saturn is in Aquarius, and I can't remember if I mentioned at that point, but it will actually wrap up a retrograde toward the end of October. But yeah, this could be you guys saying that you are hoping to leave all that behind, right? Like you have probably for the majority of you seen what the situation was meant to teach you, but just the physical moving on might have been difficult for whatever reason. But to me, this says that at the very least, this is something that you have wanted to do. At the very least, it could just be this could be the month where you're finally taking that action. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Ace of Swords. So yeah, this could be one of those things where you might have a certain amount of insight that just actually finally lets you move forward. So it could just be one of those things. One day you could just be going about your life and you have this sudden insight like, oh, okay, I know what this was meant to teach me now. I know how to move forward, right? Like I said, maybe some new opportunity comes along that gives you the green light to actually fully detach from that thing from the past. But yeah, that looks like you guys are going to get some insight for sure this month. It could just be one of those things that as the retrograde dust clears up, you might be able to see a situation more clearly. All right. And the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands. So yeah, this could just, like I said, maybe one of these things where whatever you were dealing with, like I said, maybe it was a work dynamic or whatever the case may be, looks like there was just going to be a constant state of clash, right, where no one was really on the same page working toward the same goal. So it could just be one of those things that was just going to be continuously draining. And interestingly enough, beneath that, we see the Knight of Swords, which is actually the core card for your sign. So definitely could be an indicator as time for you guys to let something go this month. But moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have Take Your Life and Enjoy It. All right, and it won't focus. There we go. And It says, always do your best. Okay, so the actual message says, you are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. You were born with the right to be happy, to love, and to share your love. Just to be, to take a risk and enjoy your life is all that matters. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there. Hopefully that resonated. And moving on to your Wisdom of the Oracle, you guys actually got two cards that came up. Excuse me, one in the upright, one in reverse. The reverse cards mean that you would read the protection message, so we'll do that as well. But yeah, we have Never Ending Story. There's the artwork, and the number is 37. And then we had Thinker in reverse, and that's number 44. So let's take a look at the Never Ending Story messages first. Okay, the essential meanings says self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary dramas. So interesting, just unnecessary dramas makes you think what were you talking about with the fives there, and then the self-criticism where I was saying like for some of you there could be something that you needed to release from your past that was preventing you from moving forward. So hopefully that resonated. The Oracle's message says there is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, must not go there, should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down. Today, know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost piece of you. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there, and it definitely does make me think again of the artwork we see with the Six of Cups. So hopefully that resonated. The relationship message says sometimes your heart enters into a contract with another that results in pain, not because of abuse or neglect, but for other, more complex reasons. Shame, fear of intimacy, and low self-esteem are the greatest challenges to the success of a relationship. Consider how valuable this knowledge is, however. Right now, you have an opportunity for important healing, but you must reflect on the stories you weave about love, connection, abandonment, rejection, and loneliness. Not only do you need to begin a new story, you need to forgive yourself for telling yourself the old ones. Have compassion for the part of you that believes all those narratives. None of them were ever true anyway. So yeah, a pretty positive message there as well. I didn't get like a huge relationship vibe from this spread as a whole, but hopefully that resonated with you guys either way. And the prosperity message says fear, envy, procrastination, greed, and the perception of victimhood could all be active in your life at this moment. Are you comparing yourself with others, thinking their success should be yours? Maybe you're afraid of all the good that is coming your way, so you step out of your lane, totally aware of what you're doing, but seemingly powerless to stop yourself. Are you back where you started, or in a situation that reminds you of past failures? Financial insecurity scaring you? You must learn to love yourself through missteps and sabotaging moments. Use criticism constructively right now. Better yet, stop telling the story altogether. Make up a new one. The universe loves you deeply and will wait for you to figure that out. Tell a new story and success is all but guaranteed. You can do it. So yeah, again, pretty positive message there, and maybe that Ace of Swords energy we see in the outcome is actually going to be that moment where it does click for you in that regard. All right, and like I said, we'll read the protection message from the Thinker card, and here's the artwork for that, by the way. Let's see. Okay, the protection message says you might be suffering from analysis paralysis. Thinking has its place, but trying to figure everything out logically is not going to work right now. Your conclusions will likely be faulty, and you may act upon false assumptions that will get you in a jam. Give your mind a rest. Do something creative, exercise, or meditate. Soon you will come to your senses, and an aha moment will bring new clarity. So yeah, interestingly enough, that also makes me think of that Ace of Swords energy. So yeah, hopefully that resonated with you as well. And lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So this is your mudra here. It's the Bhairava mudra, and the keyword for it is fierceness. All right, let's see if we get There we go. So everything's in the frame there. If you want to pause it or take a screenshot, but under benefits, it says calms the mind, serves as an aid to meditation, cuts ego clinging, imparts the courage needed to fully embrace life as it is. So if that sounds like a Mudra thing would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.